Morning and welcome to our replay of the Battle of Talavera, which occurred on July 27th and July 28th, 1809. This battle was fought just outside of the small town of Talavera de la Reina. It's in Spain, of course. It's about 75 miles southwest of Madrid. The British Army, it was advancing towards Madrid under the command of Arthur Wellesley. They hooked up with the Spanish army under Cuesta, and they were making their advance towards Madrid. And once the French became aware that the British were inside the peninsula, they had a standing order from Napoleon basically to teach the British a lesson, I believe it was, to annihilate them and basically teach them for messing with French affairs. So French moved towards them under, I think it was Jerome, right? Joseph, not Jerome. Joseph Bonaparte. And they engaged them at this battle. And they were just trying to wipe out the English and send them packing. The actual strength of the battle, there was more Allied troops there. The British had, or the United Kingdom had 20,641 and 30 guns, and the Spanish had 34,993 troops and 30 guns against a French force of 46,138 with 80 guns. So French had more guns. I think the French had a bit more cavalry, definitely better quality cavalry, I think, compared to the Spanish. But it ended up being a meat grinder of a battle that weakened both forces, and basically ended the campaign for that year. The British had to retreat back to Portugal and get some reinforcements. So we'll see what happens. I don't have Spanish troops, of course, and I definitely don't have enough troops to actually have less Allied troops, less than the French. But we're going to go for it here, and I'll break down the orders of battle. What we got. This will be my first game of General de Armée, so I'm kind of excited about it. And we'll get a close look at the forces, and that's it. We'll get it going. All right, hang in there. We'll go over some key terrain features just while we're here. We've got two built-up areas that represent basically a very sad representation of the outskirts of Talavera. So we've got one Hanoverian that's standing in for some Spanish troops, unit garrisoning this area, and then we've got a skirmishers of the 95th Rifles garrisoning the second built-up area. This will stand for the River Tagus, and I'm going to apologize to all Spanish-speaking viewers. Please put cotton balls in your ears. I'm going to screw up every single pronunciation. I'm basically going to murder your language, and I apologize. No offense, I can barely speak English. Alright, so we will continue on. This almost looks like a redoubt on the map. It was definitely like a built-up area. The Paja de Vergara. Oh God, I'm so sorry. So there was artillery in this area, so we went ahead and represented it. And there was some trees and wooded areas coming out of Talavera, extending towards where the lines were going. So I put some trees down, nothing big. There was a small road, but there was also a creek called the Portina. I don't have a small creek, so we just did a stone wall that'll kind of slow down the advance. I think a lot of French cavalry went headlong into this creek and had some issues. So this will slow down forces a little bit and serve for cover for some of the Hanoverian defenders outside of Talavera. There were several elevated areas at the far right end of the French line, And I am going to this is going to be the worst of all. So this particular area here is the Sierra de Suguria. And then there is this area here, and then extending back this way is the Cerro de Cascal. And then they got over here where the British were located, which was the French main objective of Marshal Victor, was the Cerro de Medellin. And I think that's the end of my pronunciation, so you can take your cotton balls out. So those were the main elevated areas, and it looked like a lot of the fighting was between these two elevated areas between the French and British position at the far right flank. And that's where a lot of the artillery was placed. So that's the end of the terrain. I'll try not to mention it again, just so it's got to be like nails on a chalkboard. Sorry about that, gents. Go over forces. On the far right flank of the French attack is General Ruffin. And he has 4 brigades of infantry. We're going to make them all veteran. And he has 4 bases of skirmishers. Second brigade on the center right of the French line is Vilat. Is 3 French infantry battalions, most of which are line, and then they have an artillery battery of elite guns, basically a regular sized battery attached, and they're up on that Cerro that I shall not pronounce. Vilat also has 4 bases of skirmishers along with his artillery and 3 line regiments. 3rd Brigade, sorry, so I stare at a fence post, is it's the center left of the French line. Is under La Pisse. I think he died at this battle. If he didn't, I really apologize. He also has 3 battalions of line. He has a large artillery battery. He's got the Grand Battery, 4 bases of skirmishers, excuse me. And then he's got Napoleon in his back pocket. He's ended up in the middle there, so. Far left flank is under Laval. He's got 4 line battalions and 4 bases of skirmishers facing off against the wannabe Spanish Hanoverians in Talavera. We have 3 reserve brigades now. 5th Brigade, first at the far right, under Sabastani. He's got the guard. No, he doesn't. I'll take this back. This is... No, he doesn't have the guard. He's got some Polish and stuff, sorry, and the Vistula Legion, some line troops. 4 battalions of French infantry, but 2 Polish, with 4 skirmish bases. And they're a mix of elite and veteran. And then Merlin is on the other reserve. Actually, I had that right before. That was Merlin over there. Excuse me, I apologize. And he has the guard. He's got it's barely any French. No, it is French. Sorry, a middle guard, a young guard, voltigeurs, Swiss guard, and then a Légier battalion. And this is This is Sabastani, and he's got the Polish. And he's in reserve on this left side. All right, so that's the French forces. Oh, sorry, it is not the French forces. Then they have their cavalry reserve. How can I forget them? Two heavy cavalry and nothing very exciting there. And then a regiment of Chasseurs de Cheval, which are going to be campaign cavalry. So they got 7 brigades total. All on board. We're all on the table. Alright. Right back with the British and German forces. Occupying Talavera and defending the walls of the town and the 2 built-up areas is a chemist. He's got 4 Hanoverian field battalions and 4 skirmish bases of riflemen, 95th Rifles. And just because a lot of the Spanish ran away and the mixed quality of the troops, from the history that I've read, they could have been better than the British for all I know. I wasn't there. But just the skirmishers, of course, are veteran. And the first, the Duke of Yorks, I gave line. The rest of them are recruits. So it's going to be, at least we get to play with different levels of quality. Just to get a bigger, this is my first game, so I definitely want to get a feel for that. 2nd Brigade under Campbell. It's got 3 British line battalions. And then they have a battery of Royal Horse Artillery, or actually just Royal Artillery, in that built-up area, almost like a redoubt. We'll call it a redoubt. And 4 skirmish bases of 60th Royal American. Third Brigade's under Mackenzie. Used to have them the guard and reserves, but Wellington had him in the line at this one, so here we are. So it's got 4 guard brigades. They're freaking elite, like you wouldn't believe. And I just gave them an extra base because they're just freaking awesome. And I had one, so they have 4 bases of 95th Rifles. And that should really bolster the center there. Of course, there's Wellington. 4th Brigade under Langworth was the King's German Legion, were the primary ones holding against the main assault versus Victor. Over here on the British left flank. They have 1 standard artillery battery, 3 battalions of line. They're in great shape, and they have 4 skirmish bases. And the King's German Legion gets to stop all this. I got the French Guard down here too, so they're going to get hit. Probably the cavalry will come at them too. They can do it. Freaking awesome. First Reserve Brigade is under Tilson, backing up the King's German Legion. And do they have 4? Yes. No. 3 line battalions, and they have 4 rifle skirmish bases. This is where I was debating about painting another, trying to crank out another quick British line battalion, but I wanted to play. so wanted to even the numbers up. Next battle, this brigade will get a extra battalion. And who would have thought I'd screw up? I was looking over there going, well, there's more than 3. There is 4. So it's the other reserve battalion that only has 3 battalions. Brigade, sorry. So they do have, they definitely want to reinforce the left. So they have 4 line battalions. They got the King out. They got the 4th, 32nd, 28th, and the 35th. The right reserve unit, the 6th Brigade, under Stewart, has 3 battalions, but they're 3 freaking awesome battalions. They got the 92nd, the 42nd, and the 40th, plus 4 skirmish bases. So the Highland battalions, they make up for being 1 short. Someone did make it to the battle, but it's alright. And then Cotton commands the 7th Brigade, and we got the 2 squadrons of British cavalry. We got the 1st Royal Dragoons and the 7th Queen's Own Hussars. That's it. Both forces are got 7 brigades. We'll have 7 ADC rolls, because they're all on table. And we'll get this sucker started here. And yes, I will pause while I fumble through the rules, so you don't have to frickin' sit here and struggle with me. Greg might show up in the middle of the game. It'd be awesome. I got up early. It's like 6:50 in the morning. I wanted to play. Let's get this going. Yeah. So I have marked the reserve battalions on both sides. I've got the little. Sorry, my focus is off here. I'm using the labels. We're playing right, and I will. We'll continue to do that because it's going to get complicated as all get out. All right, first up, this is 7 ADCs for the French. Let's see what I get. So they end up punting on 3 of them, so they get 4 ADCs. Do the British now. Holy crap, do you see that? That is terrible. With 6 2s and 1s. Oh my god. So they get 1 ADC versus a French 4. Oh, I'm loving the chaos already. So the French are taking their 4 ADCs and they're going all in on artillery assault. They're going to go classic French attack. Going with artillery barrages to soften up the targets. God, what the British are going to do with their 1. No idea. The British are just going to put a brigade attachment order on 3rd Brigade. Try to prevent it from going hesitant. That's about only I can come up with. Alright. Guess I want to roll, see which brigades are hesitant and which ones are on orders. And we'll come back and I'll let you know the results of that. I'll spare you some of that rolling. Well, I'm loving this game already. The command and control randomness is the best. 10 seconds in, I love it. The 2 outside brigades both are active, and then the 2 inside brigades both have the artillery batteries with the artillery assault orders on. Both went hesitant, so it's a complete disaster. The French did not time sync their watches, so Napoleon's freaking having a seizure now because he's so pissed off that none of the guns fire. It's like, whoa, I thought we were waiting until 10 o'clock. The British did better. The only brigade that was hesitant of theirs was the Guard Brigade. So I gotta read what the hell happens. I don't think I can do my artillery assaults because I went hesitant, but I'll check that out. Initiative would be next, where the French would have a -2, and the British would have a -1. All right, here we go. Initiative. 7 versus a 7. Sorry about the glare. So the British, who aren't even on the attack, will have the initiative. Okay. British aren't interested at this moment in declaring any charges, and the French are just completely confused. So they are also going to hold off from charges. So we will move on to the next phase. Wellington extended his skirmishers, 60th Royal American on both sides, moved out, start blasting away at the French, approaching French, and the French just did standard moves moving forward. Their outside units 6 inches in line, and their skirmishers kind of kept pace. They're in range of the rifles. Complete disaster. Oh. So the 60th Royal American are going to engage the French skirmish line for 4, or usually 3 casualty dice, but since they are an elite or 60th or 95th, they get an extra casualty dice. They get 4 casualty dice hitting on 5s or 6s. Here we go, baby. So they get 1 hit. These British guns are going to open fire on the approaching French. The first casualty will go on, if there is a first casualty, they'll go on the skirmishers. This will be at long range. They're just outside of effective, so let's see if I screw this up. 7. 7 is half a casualty at long range, so I think 1, 2, 3 is no casualty, 4, 5, 6 is 1 casualty, which will go on the skirmish screen. Alright, skirmish screen takes the 2nd casualty. So the French skirmish screen's taking 2 casualties. They get 3, they lose 1? I'll have to check that, but I think that they lose a base at that point. So they're wearing them away. The British artillery in the redoubt will fire on these French infantry here. It's at long range. Was going to fire a counter battery against the grand battery of the French, but you get a -2 shooting at them at long range. There's a good chance you'll get like a low ammunition or a fire casualty or something like that. So don't want to screw around and lose that. So just go ahead and pop away at these guys. The screen did not move, so they're within 3 inches, so the casualties will be going right onto the close order infantry. Alright, long range. An 8, that'll be a casualty, probably half a 1 or something. This close order unit ends up taking 1 casualty from the artillery. The skirmishers are out of range just, so there'll be no more firing for the British. So they got off their... I think the French skirmish bases over there can shoot. And I gotta check the ranges. They can't do artillery assault, and they can't do long range shooting. So that battery is 12 pounders, and this is a mix. The large battery is a mix of 8, 6s, and 12. So it's going to count that as like a 9 basically. And I'm going to bracket it down because they're not all 12 pounders, but those guns are all 12 pounders. So they can shoot a little bit farther. They might be in range. So the French skirmishers will fire back and do 3 combat dice against the 60th Royal American, and these 12 pounders are at effective range, so they will fire straight ahead into the guard. Three skirmish dice. They don't do crap. 12 pounders. 6. So they do 1 casualty to the Coldstream Guard. So that's the first turn. I believe it's done. first impressions. I mean, the movement's not as fast. I love the command mechanism so far. I think it's hilarious. So far, all positive. I like the, yeah, I really do. All right, well, we'll see how it goes, and we'll go into turn 2 here. All right, see if Napoleon can get his act together here. Get his guys on the right synchronization of their watches or some shit. Here we go, 7 ADC rolls. Absolutely terrible rolling. All right, so I've got 3 ADCs for the French. All right, let's see what the Anglo-German forces can do. I got at least one. Well, they got 3 shit ones. And I only rolled 6 dice, so one more for the. Here we go. So they got 4. Nice. French are putting 3 ADCs on that 2nd brigade for artillery assault with a brigade reroll. Wellington's put artillery assault on that plus a reroll with this brigade, and then an ADC attachment with the Guard Brigade. Well, the French, except for this brigade right in front of Napoleon, must be having some kind of panic. I'm gonna mess up. Oh my God! He went hesitant. The rest of them are following orders, plus the artillery assault. Oh yeah, let's see if it's any good. It might not be any good, but we're gonna give it a whirl. At least we'll get off some kind of battery. They can shoot at 45-degree angles, right? So fire over there. All right, let's see what the British can do. Or yeah, Anglo-German. I gotta keep saying that. Oh yeah, Greg is going to be on his way over, so turn 3 will be, it'll probably start declining to a moral cesspool. Especially, maybe, well, we'll be probably turn 4 or 5 when we start drinking beer. Be watching, playing General Day Armée and listening to Ukrainian news. See what's going to happen over there. If you're over there, keep your head down. So being in close proximity to the Commander-in-Chief is not going well. So both sides are all their brigades not going well, actually on orders except for their 2 center battalions, or center brigades, looking across each other dumbfounded. Alright, that'll be it. Here's the big one, initiative. French are, they're both -1, so this is a break-even morale test. Oh, French steal the initiative. Okay, this is kind of neat about this game. I like this. Get that feeling of ebb and flow of the battle. Who's taking the initiative? Who's got the momentum? So, all right, here we go. French going first. Neither side will use any charges. No infantry assault orders on. No one's really in range. So, gonna hold off on that. So we'll go right into, is it movement next, correct? Yes. Ruffin has continued his advance. Got his skirmishers out in front. The British left has pulled back their skirmish screen in response, taking advantage of their rifle fire. Villat's advanced his 3 battalions, almost like in a heavy column. 3 battalions in line behind, trailing his skirmish screen, moving down to the left of his artillery section, trying to fill the gap that Lapisse is doing. Lapisse, I don't know what the fuck it is, but He ain't going nowhere. He's got his shit in park. And the left flank is Laval. He's advanced. He continued his trudge towards the Spanish, played by the Hanoverians. We've moved out to respond a little bit here, getting brave. So Langworth pulled back its skirmish screen. Mackenzie's advanced the guard and his skirmish screen. He's moving towards the French center. Of course, the middle brigade remains frozen in place. And then Chemis on the far right has moved up one Hanoverian brigade to sit side by side with the 1st Duke of Wellington, and then the other, you can see through the woods, has moved up in support. He also has the 95th Rifles occupying part of Talavera. Definitely get some shooting here, but you can see not as fast as Black Powder, of course, maybe, you know, but there is advancement. I mean, do you start committing reserves now? I don't freaking know what to do. I guess we'll wait to see if there's any holes develop before you start throwing reserves at things. Then get the damn dice, I mean, to do it. Jesus. I really like the ADC function with the having to decide what you're going to do. You just can't make every single decision. It challenging and frustrating and fun. All right, shooting time. So the French skirmishers down here can fire. They are just out of range of the line infantry. That Hanoverian battalion on the left could fire, but they just moved. And being a recruit and having inferior volley and firing at skirmishers, there's a good chance they would get unformed or fire discipline or something stupid. So they're going to save their fire for the next one. These both opposing batteries were hesitant and cannot fire at long range, so they are silent this turn. The skirmish line for the guard brigade, it can fire on the French, but it's out of range for the French to return fire with those rifles. The the British artillery is going to fire on that closing Rothan's brigade, and then the artillery assault is going to fire to cover the front. They're going to fire across at the King's German Legion on the hill. And of course, then we get the skirmish fire here. So we'll get some dice rolling, see what happens. French will be shooting first because they have initiative. 3 shots from the French skirmishers at the 60th Royal American, in front of the King's German Legion. They bricked the whole world. Oh, sad. Assault fire time. These guys are going to blast the King's German Legion across on the hill. There is a skirmish screen. It was just outside of 3 inches, so they will take the first casualty. Blue dice will be the artillery shooting, and the red will be the 2 casualty dice. No casualty dice and a 7. So that was 2 inches outside of effective range, so it'll be half a casualty. And then nothing from the assault dice. And see if they roll a casualty. They get 1 casualty on it. So assault fire, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So far, not so bueno. Skirmishers will open up on the far left Hanoverian brigade battalion, who is in cover. I don't think it matters on skirmish fire. It's still just 5s and 6s hit. 3 dice. 1 casualty. That's something. Might help if I roll the 3rd dice. 2 casualties. Even better. British skirmish fire shooting back at the French skirmishers. 4 dice being rifles. Oh shit. So they're going to lose a skirmish base here. I'll take 2 more casualties of 1 excess, I believe. And then this larger skirmish screen is going to fire at the French skirmishers. They get 5 dice. Here we go. 2 kills. And that'll be the end of turn 2. The French are pushing in the center, the right, and the left. Nothing insane yet. They really need to get some infantry assault orders and forwards orders off here. The superior British skirmishers, the riflemen, are really, the 60th and 95th are tearing up the French skirmishers. They're outperforming them. So nothing devastating yet, but shaving off a base, doing some more casualties, and having a longer range. They're getting them. All right, so we'll go into turn 3. We will see what Napoleon's boys can do. I forgot to fire these British guns at the French, so I will do that real quick. Whoopsie. 24 inches, so it's right at effective range. Well, that sucks. So it counts as a fatigue casualty, but they're an elite battery, Royal Artillery. In my opinion, should be elite, so that's what they are for this game. So they ignore the first one. Remember that. They take another one. It's for real, dog. And that'll be the end of turn 2. We'll get turn 3 going. Let's see if the French can screw the pooch again with ADC rolls. Oh, still suck. Way to go. Let's see what the Anglo-Germans can do. Better. Just 1. All right. French are going to try an infantry assault over here, and they got a brigade attachment, so that's a reroll. And they give a reroll to this brigade that can't do shit, so we'll try to get that party started. French get 3 of the 4 brigades that are on the, not in reserve, active, except Laval down there. He goes hesitant at the far left end. Must have got concerned or lost in the trees or something. But infantry assault goes off down here for Ruffin. All 4 British frontline brigades are active, and they get off 2 artillery assaults. That could make the French attack lots of fun. Alright, we'll do initiative. Normally the French would be a -1 for this, but they did have that 1 extra ADC that they attached for initiative, which is one of their special rules. So straight up roll. And the French win it by a lot. Oh. So the French continue their general advance. Liking it. Nothing to knock your socks off, but Ruffin's closing in. It's going to get rocked with some artillery at close range. That's borderline canister range. It's going to suck. These cannons are going artillery assault. This brigade's advancing. Is that Filat? It's going with that heavy column move, looking sexy. Finally, Lapisse got his shit together. He's moved forward. some kind of wedge formation. I don't know what the hell that's even called. I'm making shit up. And then artillery advanced with them. I'd spice it up a little bit. If they shoot, they'll be shooting at ineffective, I think, right? Is that what it is? I don't know. Limbering and unlimbering. Probably going to hold their fire, not waste their time. And then these guys held their ground. British, for the most part, held their ground. I was going to go buck wild with the guard, but we'll stop. The only thing the British did was move back their riflemen, their skirmishers.
Someone is at the door.
Alright, artillery assault. I'm going to fire. Or should I fire straight ahead at the... Fuck, shit. Well, I got to try to support this attack. I'm going to fire this battery at the King's German Legion on the hill over there. It's long range, so it's not going to be the best artillery assault order. We'll roll the dice. Alright, so here come the 12-pounders, rolling on them. So I don't get anything with the casualty dice, which sucks, and then 7. All right, so half a casualty, no casualties. That was a big giant waste of time. Just going to fire these 4 skirmish bases against the 95th Rifles. That's going to be 3 casualty dice. See if I do anything. All right, 3 casualty dice mean 5s and 6s. All right, I did 1 casualty. Perfect. Or like smart weapons or some shit like that. These guys are going to fire, the skirmishers are going to fire at the Hanoverians again. That are. Alright, 3 skirmish bases firing at the Hanoverians. 1 casualty. That's good. That'll work. Yep. Alright, Greg's going to... Oh yeah, Greg did show up. He's here. It's cool. He's going to fire the 60th Royal American at whichever... I don't know, whatever one you want to fire at. We'll figure it out. Those 4 right there. Alright, here's Greg rolling 4 dice. His first Napoleonic rolling. 2 hits, 2 kills. Strong work, sir. The British Royal Artillery is going to fire at effective range into this lucky group of bastards right here. Over here, Greggy. So the blue dice will be your casualty dice.
Right, yeah.
And the red dice will just be, you'll add together for your column.
Alright, so these 3 are 5.
Alright, here we go. Oh shit. So, oh, that's a crappy roll for 1. For the first one, we do a casualty dice. So we'll look what 4 is. So Greg's going to roll 1 bounce through dice into the battalion behind them. If you could roll 5 or 6 to hit. You miss. Okay, so.
Should be up there, right?
I'm already done. All the French have already shot. So those 95th Rifles over there in front of the guard unit, those 5 bases, they're going to fire at those skirmishers in front of them. So you're going to roll 5 casualty dice and see what you get. You want to game 5s and 6s. And they're well in range. Oh, fucking Yahtzee. Holy shit. Nice for shooting. 3 casualties. So you're going to blow a base apart at least. The British cannons and the redoubt are going to fire on this French battalion here. They will get the skirmish screen. We'll take the first casualty. But they're an artillery assault. So we'll get 2 dice plus the 2 casualty dice. Alright, here's Greg. So an 8 and a casualty dice hit inflicts a casualty. So that's good. 1 extra hit. What's an 8 on... So skirmish line took a casualty and line battalion took 2 casualties, right? Or is it 1? They still took 1. So they're up to 2 now. So that's the end of turn 3. We're getting closer. Casualties are slowly trickling away. We're going to go in here to turn 4 in a second. Shoot. We're going to figure this out at some point. Alright, turn 4, motherfuckers. Sorry, I had a couple beers. Alright, 7 ADCs each. I'm going to go first, then Greg will go. You don't want to roll 1s and 2s. That means your boys got like decapitated or they found a hooker or something. They don't go to where they're supposed to go.
Remember the Romanian hooker.
There you go. Oh, shit. Only 2. I've done worse. Alright, so I get to play with 5. Alright, so you go ahead and roll yours, buddy. These are 7 dice, I think. 1 for each brigade. There's no... Yep, go for it. Roll them. I'm ready. So you lost 2 too. So you get same thing. All right, good. So I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm going to do 2 ADCs for forwards order. I'm going to do 1 ADC for glory and 1 ADC for a brigade reroll. And then I did my last ADCs back here on the guard brigade. I'm going to release the brigade. So we'll see if that sucks shit or what. Alright, we'll see what Greg comes up with. Everything worked out wonderfully for Greg and I. My glory went off, my forwards order went off. I didn't require any rerolls. All my brigades are active. Greg had to do one reroll back in here to bring in his his on-table reserves, but he passed it with a second roll, and all of the Anglo-German stuff is active too. So we're going to roll for initiative. Alright, so I rolled a 6 for my forwards movement. I'm going to charge. The skirmishers are going to fire as I close in, and then they're going to try to do a discipline test to evade. So Greg's going to roll four dice. There's Greg rolling.
Hang on.
Oh God. It's hard not to listen to the closing fire. Your skirmishers are firing at my guys that are running. You're firing on this unit here. Oh, holy shit. Nice shooting. That's 4 5s if you can't see, kids. Greg's going to Vegas. God damn, 4 casualties? A 5? Oh crap. One test for the skirmishers pulling back behind your troops. Yeah, they make it easy. Good job. That's an 8. A glare. Sorry about that, guys. You take like a negative from any casualties you take on the charge, and then you take your base casualties also causes more. So here we go. We're going in hot. And now it's going to be closing fire from the 2 King's German Legion units against my French Line Battalion. See if they get jacked. So it'll be the first one will be this King's German Legion Battalion firing at the main French attacking unit. 2 6-sided dice. This is superior and a veteran unit. That's not good. You want to roll high. Okay. 5. We've got the 2nd King's German Legion firing on these guys. All double 6s and shit. Oh shit, that's gonna fuck some shit up. An 11. Oh god. Alright, so that's gonna be a lot of casualties. Alright, so those guys need to take a discipline test. Let's see what happens here. I don't think that's good. Oh shit. I'm gonna check that out. I told her we were coming. So that unit went unformed on their discipline test with 5 casualties. They got jacked. So now we can do the charge. So this is my first charge. We're gonna try to figure it out. Alright, so we're both going to roll double 6s. I'm at -4 and he's just straight up normal. So, ready, Greg?
Yep.
Get your dice. Oh. 1, 2, and 3. I got a 9, and you threw your dice into space. Okay. I should have taken the 3. Alright, so you got an 8 and I got a 9, but I'm at minus a shit ton. Alright, so let me see. Now we can use supports to re-roll shit. I've got 3, you've got 2. So we'll figure this out. I need 6s basically. So I'm going to use like all 3 of my re-rolls and try to get 6s. 3 again. Try again. I don't want to roll less though. That's a fucking scary thing. Because if I lose by too much, 10. Let me see what that is. Hang on. Alright, so they beat me back. So I can do a volley. I think it's 3 dice. Because I'm a standard unit. 5s and 6s do casualties. So I do 2 casualties to the King's German Legion. So the King's German Legion stopped the attack. They are going to countercharge into the French unit. So, alright. Sweet. It's about to get bloody. Alright, roll, baby. See what you got. I don't even know what the bonuses are. Oh, that's good. Good job. Ooh, okay, cool. Alright, we're going to figure this out. He got a 9, I got an 8. I get supports. You don't get supports. That's one thing. Okay. So we'll come back. British are at 9. I'm going to re-roll mine. I've got 3 supports. Oh, I'll stick with that. I think I get a destiny thing on that one too. Alright, I'm going to stay there. Yummy. Let's see what happens. So I got an 8 on my destiny, so I recovered 1 casualty. I'm up to 5. Or down to 5. After I got crushed by the 95th Rifles. Bastards. I think that's done now. So you pulled back, I fired, you countercharged, I stopped you, you did a volley, you shot me, and then I got the destiny thing. And that was it. Okay.
This is crazy. I don't know who's shooting what.
That was confusing for a minute there. Plus, we're looking at news from Ukraine, so it's insane. All right. Good fight. I got to piss. All right. Matches are finally done. That was I don't know if we did that right. I'm going to go back and read that, but that was just a disaster of shooting back and forth. I think we did it right. Now it's going to be movement phase for the British, Germans, and so let's see what Greg wants to do. All right. French are moving up across the line. And the guard has been released. Oh shit. That'll be the end of turn 4. Closing in. Well, it's not the end of turn 4. Shit, I'm like retarded. Sorry about that, guys. I hate the R word too. We're gonna do some shooting. Forgot about that. From Putin, some shooting. Don't say Putin. That's bad. Sorry about that, guys. 5 and a 6, you get a casualty again. So, 2 casualties on the Swiss guard. Good job, bud. 95th Rifles firing at the French as they're closing in. So that's 5 dice. 5s and 6s, kill. Did you do it again? I thought you rolled all 6s. I was like, you
2
motherfucker.
6s, 2 3s.
I think double 6s is a bonus thing. I gotta look at that. I think you get an extra. Let me look at that. These skirmishers from the Royal American are gonna fire at these skirmishers with 4 dice. All right, so 4 dice again. Get rid of that one. Just get rid of one of them. We don't have. That's a bigger skirmish unit. The other one. We have to move our command center to this side of the battle because this shit was about ready to go down in that corner over there. What do you got?
Ooh.
Oh, fucking Yahtzee. Nothing happens there. So the 95th Rifles in Talavera can fire out, and both Hanoverian field battalions can unload. So we should have some good fire.
There's an angle right here.
You got a good shot? Yeah, looks fucking good. They're going to hit the skirmishers. Technically, the 95th Rifles will bypass the skirmishers and hit that other unit. The Hanoverian Field Battalion from Brennan rolls a 9. They're a recruit unit, so we're using the inferior volley. And we'll take a look at that in a second here. So a 9 gets them. The skirmishers take 2 casualties, and they take a discipline. We got to take a discipline check. See what happens with that. All right, discipline check for my skirmishers. I get a +1 to this roll. They're good. They're going to stick around. But they're going to get hammered again by another Hanoverian unit here in a second. 9 units. They can roll normal. You roll like shit when you shoot. It's 1 more casualty for the skirmishers. And then next we'll do the 95th Rifle, the garrison of Talavera. We lost a French skirmish base on that shot. Alright, 95th Rifles are actually going to fire on this line battalion on the left. They're kind of circumventing the skirmish screen from the left. 4 dice, 5s and 6s kill. Go ahead and roll it. Skirmish base! Oh shit, 2 casualties. You suck. Good job. Good shooting.
Do I have an option of shooting at your artillery?
You could do that too. That's a -2 on deployed artillery. So they're going to both be at long range.
Can they hit any of these infantry over here?
They could probably do that too, yeah. Yeah. It's about the same. It better be long range. We'll measure it here real quick. You switch up and hit that brigade there. We'll get some bounce through though too. So you want to do casualties. This is a long range, 2 dice. That's nice. I think you're going to get some shit there. Oh, that could be good. Got a line unit with a discipline check. Oh yeah. You're doing the same thing I do, just looking at the fucking reports. Is that on Twitter?
This is still at Twitter, WW2.
Okay, I'll get Twitter after this. It seems like the best way to keep up with all this shit.
Yeah, the mainstream media is not getting any reporting on the actual fight.
Alright, so the British shooting's done. Now the French will shoot on back. 12-pounders are going to rip into the Coldstream Guard. See what kind of casuals we can do. Inside effective range by 1 inch. We'll take it. 12-pounders firing at the Coldstream. Oh, an 8. So we had a casualty on the screen and then one on the guard. Now this front battalion is going to fire at the skirmishers. I move, so it's going to be an inferior volley against the skirmishers. This could suck. Yep, that's going to suck. I got a 5, so I think I'm going to lose some shit here. So they screwed up and lost fire discipline, so that's going to hurt them. That was a mess. Boo! Alright, these skirmishers are going to fire on his skirmishers. Be 3 dice. 3 dice, here we go. Ooh. 1 hit, 1 kill. And then my skirmishers are going to fire into the Hanoverian battalion on the right with 3 dice. Firing on those Hanoverians. Doing a casualty. This artillery, this large artillery battery is going to fire on that British unit right there. Effective range. It's large, so I think there's some bonuses if I get like discipline checks or some shit. 9, what the hell's that? 2 casualties and a discipline check, and we'll do an extra dice for a casualty dice. No casualty. Like a double ones or shit like that. Discipline check. Oh, easy. Easy peasy. Nice job. That's the end of turn 4. French are pushing and the British and Germans are pushing back. It's like the defense of Kharkov. Here we go. Alright. We'll do some ADCs and stuff.
British.
For ADCs, both get 7 dice.
How am I doing?
Just don't roll 1s and 2s.
How many?
All of them. All of them. Turn 5. Oh, I see some 1s and 2s. 3 of them, no. Alright, so you got 4 ADCs. Just go ahead and put those off the side somewhere. 7 ADCs. I need like 27 ADCs. I need like to roll all 6s. I think I got a bonus. I don't think you can do that, but that'd be nice. Come on, baby, give me some extra. Oh, shit. Only 1? Oh, I got 6. I'll take it. I need it all. So I got a forwards. I got off on the guard unit. Those guys are not hesitant. They're good. My entire center went to dog crap. That brigade went hesitant. That brigade went hesitant. So that's both my artillery pieces cannot fire at long range. I took out my cannons. But I did get the infantry assault off down here. So just my center went to Capuzzo and all my cannons. The cavalry tried to... Oh, I released my cavalry too. Greg tried to release his cavalry. They failed. That unit is good. The only unit... He had 1 unit hesitant. So it was that unit back there, which is not that big of a deal. They're back there in reserve. So we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. Just get 2 dice. I'm -2 and you're a -1. So we'll see what happens.
Go ahead.
A 9. So I'm a 7. Yo, I win. Yes. Go Frenchie. Alright, the far left brigade went in and hit the Hanoverian recruits. Got them good. They're just going to get 1 support, I think, just to the right. So that's good. And I've got all my supports in there. And then we did a kind of a flank charge over there. And we're inside reaction range. I swung that 1 battalion around to the right. Kind of taking the flank. I used the wheel, the 3-inch bonus move they get before they you can use on the charge, if I read that rule right. But I do lose the support on that, because I just get those 2 units. But that's alright. Those will be the 2 charges. I don't know if the British Germans want to charge at all. So this entire British battalion is firing straight ahead into my French battalion. The other battalion's attacking them is out of arc. And they couldn't rotate because they were inside 9 inches. So they're going to fire and hit the supporting unit. So Greg's going to roll 2 dice here in a minute. Alright, Greg's firing. Closing fire. Blastowitz. Ooh, what the hell is that? Oh, I thought it was a 10. I was like, that's really
6.
good. Standard volley of 6 is 1 casualty. I'll take that. So this battalion goes up to 6 casualty dice. They went down to 5 when they got that glory last turn, but now they go back up to 6 with the 1 casualty they took from the French German Legion. Jesus, King's German Legion. We're ready to roll. All right, so King's German Legion against outflanked by my whatever line battalion that is over there. We both get 2. You get a -2 to your roll. Oh shit, I got an 11. This could be an absolute ass kicking. Oh, it's going to be an ass kicking. Ooh, that's going to be bad. Alright, we do the math on this one. So that was a +6 victory. It's going to be a rout. It's going to take 1 to 6 casualties, and I can't remember how far a rout goes. We'll see. So it takes 4 more casualties. So they routed back away, and they formed up behind them, and those guys, they routed through them, so that's the Royal Welsh Fusiliers are unformed now. I think I can continue on, but I don't think I can reach anybody, so we shall see. They couldn't reach anybody else, so they advanced, took the ground, kind of securing up the flank there. Couldn't do too much because they still have to fight another hand-to-hand against the King's German Legion launched a solo attack against this French unit here. Alright, another hand-to-hand here. We get the closing fire up the ass. Get both battalions of Hanoverians can fire. They are recruits. 9, it's not bad. Alright, let me see how many casualties that is. You get to roll one more time for you. Take off. Let me see what that is real quick. A 9. One more time. They did 2 damage and a discipline check. A 5. That's not as good. That'll be alright. So they took 1 more casualty. So they took 4. They took 3 on the way in. Alright, so it's going to be even. It is a recruit unit. Both generals are in against a line unit, but French have more casualties. And they took casualties on the way in, so get 2 red dice, brother. And we'll just roll 2 and see what happens. It'll be even. There's no bonuses. I got a 6. What'd you get? Alright, 5. Hang on. Now we have support, so hang on. I got 1 support. I'll go first. I'm going to re-roll. Keep your 3 and 2. So I'm going to re-roll my 1. I'm going to chuck it like I've got epilepsy or something into space. 2. Okay, I got another. I'm going to re-roll that one because that sucked. I'm going to roll another 2. I got 1 last support. If I can't do this, I suck. Oh my god, I suck. Alright, so I got a 7. You got a 3 and a 2, right?
Yeah.
So what did you... for roll, you can re-roll the 2, I guess, would be the best thing. You have 1 chance to improve a 2. 3. So you improved. It's a slight improvement. So you get a 6 and I get a 7, so I'll end up winning by 1. Alright, I'm excited. We get to do hand-to-hand. So my Frenchies are going to get melee with Elan, and we'll get to do some melee when we get done. Alright, movement's up next. So Merlin is going to try to get this freaking brigade up into the fight. He's got a long way to go. So he's got the forwards order. Let's see what kind of bonus he gets to move forward. 3d6 extra. Holy shit, that'll work. Who would have thought I would have made a mistake too? I forgot to do the British charge of the King's German Legion to this French line battalion. Closing fire for the French, baby. Here we go. 6. That's not very exciting. So the British have 1 casualty. The French have 0. No, sorry. The French have 5. Take that back. All right. We'll figure out who wins this charge. Ooh, 10 versus 9. Underneath the cotton balls, the damn French were unformed, and the KGL had 3 casualties. So with that re-roll, ends up the French ended up drawing or winning by 1, I think. So the British will pull back and do a volley fire and get 1 more kill. This corner is going to be a bit of a mess. You can see how far up the guard has come with their forwards order. That was kind of almost black powder like movement. You've got unformed units here. One of the KGL units, the French battalion, is unformed. We got like 6 casualties on that battalion, 6 on this battalion, none here, none on this one, and we got 3, and this one's got 6. So This corner's beat up. They do have, you know, reinforcements to the left here, but these guys are hesitant, unfortunately. So we'll continue with movement now that I've unscrewed up the charge. French cavalry's come out of reserve, moving forward, getting into line. Join the attack. Unfortunately, the British cavalry was hesitant. They didn't hesitate. They failed to come out of reserve. I guess they would be hesitant. They'd be out of reserve now. That's all the movement. Start with French shooting. Large battery's gonna fire at those poor bastards. They will have a screen though. The 69th takes another casualty. They're up to 3 now. Nothing too bad. Could have been worse with a large cannonballs coming at you, so that's decent. Do the French screen against the British skirmishers there in the little battle they're having back and forth on that wall. 3 shot. One more casualty. That could be the first one actually for that skirmish screen. No, they got one right up to 2. This they lost fire discipline, so they're going to take a turn and just kind of take it like a boss and re-establish fire discipline. This batter will fire away at the Imperial Guard, not the Imperial Guard, the Coldstream Guard. I'm rolling like crap for the French artillery, but that's okay. Coldstream Guard take 1 more casualty, and there is a chance for bounce through into the first guard that's right behind them. Take a roll for that. Oh, they're getting them. And it bounces into space. Nice shot. I also did forget, when this unit routed, they got blown off the line by the French. A rout does cause a falter, so I got to look up the penalties for that. That probably screwed all that up, but I know they have to take a check basically at the beginning of the next turn to see if they either fall the hell apart or they keep on going if they get enough ADCs. So I'm going to check what the penalties are for falter. British batteries at effective range against the Swiss. We're going to hit them big time. They do hit him big time. Not bad. 2 casualties and a chance that 2 of those go through onto the Young Guard. Nope. Next up, the British skirmish screen will fire into this French line unit. They can't get their heads out of their butts. See if they can drill them. Come on, baby. Oop, I got too many dice. I'm trying to give them machine guns here. Alright, 5 dice. Oh, nice. 2 more casualties. 60th Royal American over on the wall with their little firefight against the French skirmishers. Will fire back at the French skirmishers. British do shoot better. They already had 1 casualty, so that'll remove another skirmisher. French have lost 4 skirmish screens so far, skirmish bases so far. British haven't lost anything. This battery's on artillery assault and will fire at effective range into these poor bastards that already have 2 casualties. And they'll go for bounce through if they can. There we go. Not the best, but they get 2 casualty dice, so that's really nice. 3 casualties, 3 chances for bounce through. They get 1 more. That's nice. They get 4 casualties. A temporarily did forget about the French skirmish greens. They took 1 casualty. And we got 2 onto that one, and then 1 went through to the next one. I think that's all the shooting. Because they got closing fire, closing fire. No, they didn't. Skirmish bases in Talavera, the 95th Rifles can fire on this far left battalion here. 4 shots. 2 more casualties. Alright, on the streets of Talavera. The first melee I've ever done at this game. So we got a recruit Hanoverian battalion against a line French battalion. I'm sure they'll throw the commanders in and try to make this a bit more crazy. There's some scenic shots looking down the line. That's a little scary. French cavalry coming out. That's just a mess over there. Alright, so we've got some unformed stuff, we've got some fire discipline lost, we've got, you know, skirmisher bases getting picked off. I think we're touching all the main things that I wanted to touch just to learn. Greg's watching some videos from Two Fat Lardy's put out just to brush up on his skills. He just showed up, not even know what the hell he was going to play, so we'll finish up this round and we'll take a break, and then it'll probably be a couple days till he comes back over again. Should feel seamless to you though, no worries. And I'm going to keep on reading, try to figure out some more of this crap. But definitely learning. I think by game 27 I should have something figured out. Alright, we'll do some hand-to-hand or some melee. So I'm going to work through this with you guys just so I can go back and make sure I've done this right. So melee, infantry, cavalry both get 5 dice each, so we start there. Now I'm going to start adding dice for different things and see where we end up with. The French are 2 grades above the Germans, so they get 2 more combat dice, getting up to 7. That's the first one. Neither one is going to attach a general because it really isn't a big bonus, and the chances of losing their general is not worth getting a falter test. Alright, the French got melee with Elan from the charge. They get an extra dice, up to 8. And both units have 4 casualties. So they both lose 1 dice. So I'll take 1 away. So there we go, and then 4, 5, and 6 is our kills. So we'll go from there, we'll roll here and see what happens. The French definitely punted on that one. They did win by 1, it looks like. Let's see what happens. So the French will win, and then they'll take the ground, and the Hanoverians will retreat. And at least they have a unit they can probably farm up behind here. So there's the old D&D dice for 7 casualties. You got the retreat tab on them. They fell back behind that unit. They did not have to unform them. They columned a mob around them. They weren't in the first 6 inches. They won. They're not going to take the ground. They want to be out there with their wieners hanging out, so they're going to hold off and stick with the rest of the brigade. But that worked pretty smooth. And that'll bring the turn to an end. I mean, I think it's going pretty good. Sorry I've been struggling. I'm glad I don't have to record all my struggles off, you know, on camera. I think I might have caught a couple of them. I apologize for that. But pretty neat game. The mechanics are of course different from what I'm used to. I think I like it a little better. Maybe because it's new, or just it's not as much just charge in and do hand-to-hand combat. Getting a little bit more shooting, get a bit more, you know, flavor to it. The complexity is a downside of this, but I think I'll get better as this. I hope I do. With just one, you know, half a game in, not even that, maybe a third. But yeah, I like the command system, I like the way initiative can go back and forth. It's a bit more cerebral. But it's definitely not a game that you could play in one night, which was definitely a pro Black Powder. You can get in there and just bang it out. This is the culmination of 3 sessions already, and we're only on going and starting turn 6. But it's good. All right, gents. Definitely issues for the British on the right, issues for British on the left, but they've got reserves. Start plugging gaps. It's definitely not over yet. So we'll get to do a faltering check on the next turn, and I think that's about it. All right, we'll see you in a minute. I made copies of this and was cutting it up to mark units. I didn't see a fire discipline marker. I'm not sure if anyone else noticed that or if I just missed it. I'll look again, but I've just been using ammunition tab to result on fire discipline on infantry. We'll get that fixed, or maybe I'll make my own. We'll see what happens. All right, welcome to turn 6. Yeah, turn 6. We'll do some French ADCs. This is big, especially for the Anglo-Germans. They got that faltering brigade. Got to get their crap together. Oh god, I'm throwing stuff places. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, everybody's good. That's a first. All right, here come the Anglo-Germans. What can they do? Just one. That's pretty good. That they can do that. We can work with that. So the French went heavy with brigade attachments. The far right corps gets a brigade attachment. The Guard brigade coming up gets a brigade attachment. The cavalry brigade gets a forwards order. Battalion in the brigade in the center gets a brigade attachment, and our left flank gets a brigade attachment. And they spared 1 extra dice to go for that extra 1 for initiative. Wellington put basically a divisional morale on this command. I put a forwards order on his cavalry brigade. Put a brigade attachment over here. I believe he released the Guard too as well. Put a forwards order on this brigade here in the center on the right, and then release the Guard from reserve. Not the Guard, the Highland Brigade from reserve. I think that is it. All right. So we'll see what happens, and then we'll try to see which divisions. Brigades are hesitant or not. So the French do pretty well. Didn't even have to use a lot of their brigade command orders to get that brigade works out. That brigade works out. These guys got off their forwards. The cavalry. We have a hesitant in the center. This commander has had issues all day. Hit the sauce a bit too hard last night, baby. These guys are on orders, and so are the end. They're still on infantry assault. So two brigades still on infantry assault until they take that hill. They're on infantry assault, and until these guys, I can't remember what the hell even I put it for these guys. I think it's till they get into Talavera. So these guys could be on infantry assault for the entire game. On the other hand, the Anglo-Germans had some issues. Far right brigade went hesitant. I can pick up that retreat tab. These guys got off their forwards orders. That's nice. They can be able to reinforce wherever they want to go. These guys are coming out of reserve, no problems. Cavalry also got their forwards order. The Guard got hesitant. This brigade came out of reserve, is on orders, but then these guys are on. These guys got hesitant too, but they were able to, of course, break out of their falter. And they've got an unformed battalion still, the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. So I got to look up a little bit about what are their options. I think there was something like a demoralized retreat they could do or something. I can't remember, but I might have to break that out just to get them the hell out of the way. So there is no voluntary retreat order. Everybody else knew that except for me. We'll do initiative now. The Anglo-Germans have -2. The French are normal because they had that one extra one. They had one faltering, one hesitant brigade, but they used their initiative thing, so they're even. So -2 for the red guys. Oh, that's some crappy rolling so far. That's some terrible rolling. I like it. So after that pathetic initiative, the French will have initiative. For the first charge, Ruffin sends in 1st Battalion 70th against the flank of the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, who are also unformed. There'll be some closing fire, of course, from this King's German Legion Battalion. And then the rest of the brigade, wheeled to bring themselves into support. What a mess. On the other side of the battle, Laval is successfully charged in with the 2nd Battalion of the 42nd of line into the Duke of York's, I believe. And they're going to see if they can knock a charge off of that. I think that is the only charges. I don't think anyone else can reach anything. We'll double check that and be back in a minute. Safari closing fire is the only one on this attack against the French on the right. Is the King German Legion Battalion can fire, and they'll split their fire between the first one and the right flank. So they fired a 9, but I did a little bit more reading and I've learned a few things. So there is voluntary retreat if you're an unformed close order unit. So I didn't have that anyway. So, but that 9 is not worth anything because they can't shoot, because they were a routed unit, and if a routed unit is on a hesitant brigade, they automatically disperse. So they lose it. That King's German Legion unit will disperse, causing the whole brigade to falter again. So that's a big mess. I'm going to go over there and redo that, and we'll see in a second. I got to apologize for keep screwing up while I'm learning here, but if a unit disperses during the command phase, you don't get the falter. So yay. So they're just hesitant. So they'll take the charge in the flank. There's I guess no, the skirmishers are too close. They have to fall back. Yeah, that's it. We'll just do the charge. British will be minus, for the Welsh, will be -5, and the French will be +2. Because that'll always go good. Oh, but great roll. Double 6s. Oh, that's going to be fun. Let's see what happens now. French are going to start using their reserves. I'm going to re-roll the 2. About 8. Wait a minute. So with that result, the Welsh retreat, take 1 to 3 casualties, and the French will take the ground. So that was a bit of a disaster. They retreated, they lost. They only took 1 casualty though, so they retreated, but they did go through both of these units, unforming both of them. And now the French can roll on. The French have advanced and charged into the other brigade of the, or battalion of the King's German Legion in a flank attack. Should be another disaster. They have definitely taken the flank. There's the Just another view of that flank attack. Oh God. Not so bueno. The French will be +3. The Germans will be -2. Ooh. That's going to be a +6 win for the French. That's going to be horrific. Routed through the same units as the other battalion ran through, and they took 5 more casualties, so they are up to 8 now. So that makes the unit, so the brigade, what's left of it has faltered. I got to see if it's a demoralized brigade now. I remember something about that. Because now they've got 1 dispersed unit, 1 routed unit, and 1 unit in retreat. So that's kind of a... If they're hanging on by a freaking shoe nail. Shoe nail? What the hell is a shoe nail? Fingernail. Alright. And French are almost completed their infantry assault. I guess they could take the ground. Would do that. The French have achieved their infantry assault order by taking the hill. So that's been picked up, and then I still have to figure out the what happens with that brigade back there. They've basically been blown off the map. So after all that reading, the brigade doesn't explode. They still falter, and they're sitting here. I did get that one destiny check that I forgot to take off. That was steady the buff, so they lost 1 casualty when they retreated, and they got that back. So that's kind of cool. The destiny things are kind of neat. All right, so this charge is done. These 2 battalions are severely limited now because they've got a French brigade coming up their butt chute. They're both unformed, so they're not going to be able to do very much. Alright, and we got 1 more charge way the hell down there. We'll do that now. First off, the Hanoverians get closing fire to standard volley. 8. Great volley by the Hanoverians, doing 3 casualties, pushing that French unit up to 5 casualties. In the upcoming charge, the French will be at -1 and the Hanoverians will be at +1. Alright, so what happens? Oh, another freaking double 6s. Holy crap, nice job. The Hanoverians are going to forego their 1 reroll. The French do get 3 rerolls. See if they can get double 6s too. Alright, first reroll. I get a 2. I get a 5. Might be a good one to stop at right there. I'm not going to beat it. Alright, they'll stop there. So they'll be... do a destiny roll for that Hanoverian unit. 10. Laval is killed. Freaking takes a saber right through the freaking noggin. He is done. So that brigade falters in their first attack against trying to move into well, that's not quite there. They're trying to get to Talavera. So they are repulsed and they are faltered. Oh, I have to call in the reserves now. Oh, and also both of these brigades are unformed, one from the retreat and one from smashing through their other unit. So got some issues going on over here on the French left. The 59th is going to attempt to charge that French battalion at the wall. They do have a forwards order on this battalion, so they're going to need at least a 3 or more on their extra dice to complete the charge. Here's the charge move. 2, they're short. Crap. That's the only charge attempt by the Anglo-Allied. Didn't quite make it. About 2 inches short. Alright. That's the end of that phase. Alright, so turn 6 movement phase. This battalion was hesitant. These guys didn't move. Kind of held their ground after their victory. This battalion slid up. After these guys tried to charge and failed, his buddies backed them up. So they're threatening that French disfaltered brigade over there. This French brigade moved up, kind of took the corner and pushed back the British skirmishers that were in front of them. They slid back behind there. Highland Brigade moving up with their skirmishers out front. That brigade was hesitant along with these guys. Here's the big move. British cavalry wheeled through there because you can pass through deployed artillery, so kind of had to put them there. There's only space, there was room to put them in. They're threatening the French artillery. French skirmishers pulled back. French cavalry moved up. French guard moved up. And those guys couldn't move because they were like unformed, so they spent their turn reforming. So it's good. I mean, a lot of movement. The forwards order really, I think the British got like a 41-inch move, and these guys got like a 36-inch move or something like that. So, you know, that's good stuff. So the British are fully committed now. They've got everybody in, and the French still have one brigade in reserve, which I'm sure they'll cut them loose pretty damn soon. We'll have a little cavalry melee and everything else at some point, I'm sure. Unless this artillery shreds, no, both artillery shred both cavalry units. And then you got the disaster on the right flank. Alright, we'll get back at it. We'll do shooting, I believe it is next. Sweet. First to shoot will be 4 skirmish bases. They're going to shoot at the artillery. Sounds like fun. Alright, 3 shots. 1 hit. French line battalion fires at those hussars. Bam. Oops. It's a big 7. Barrage into, at effective range, into the 1st Royal Dragoons. Oh, that's going to be brutal. Oh, by the way, they did 2 casualties on the hussars, and the 10 is 3 casualties plus a discipline check. Oh gosh. Alright. Go from there. So +2 roll on the discipline check. So they make that easy. I'll try an inferior volley. This could be a bad idea, but we'll see what happens. Horrible idea. Oh, they're going to be a fire discipline. Nice fire discipline move, and then we have an effective range artillery barrage against that same unit. Oh, an 8 probably is pretty juicy. They take 2 more casualties, so up to 5. It's the end of the French shooting. British artillery is going to fire back at that unit that lost fire discipline. Try to teach them a lesson for shooting at them. Target's in cover, so it's a -1. Take a 7. They take 2 casualties and a discipline check. They pass. So hammered away at them. Oh, and there's bounce through on those 2. I gotta see what happens there. 2 go through for a 5 and a 6. No more casualties. Large skirmish base is going to fire at their usual suspect. 5 shots at that French line battalion. Oh shit. Nice. 3 more casualties. That's going to wear them out. They're up to 7 casualties. They're taking a beating. That line, those skirmishers have had their number all day. British artillery is going to thread the needle, fire at these French hussars. The skirmishers will pick up 1 of the rounds coming in. That's about it. 1 inch outside of canister range. Oh, too bad, buddies. Ooh, but a 9 is brutal. It's 2 plus a discipline check, baby. See what they can do. One will be picked up by the skirmishers. 6, but they're... I gotta do the add on. They might take some problems here. Hang on. They get a +1 in there, so they're going to be a 7, so they'll be good. It's close. These units are going to reform. They're going to risk... they got to fight soon, so they're not going to risk the inferior volleys. And that'll be the end of... Actually, no. These skirmish bases can fire down here. That'll be the end. 4 shots. 1 hit. So at the end of turn 6, French have basically taken the British left flank, well, Anglo-German, excuse me, pushing up with a good attack. They've got their guards moving up behind their other unit. That's made the first push. Cavalry's in position. Initiative is going to be huge next turn. French skirmishers and artillery have softened up the British a little bit, and the British guns have done the same to the French. Thankfully their skirmish line helped them out a little bit. This unit's pummeled. Both sides have a faltered unit for the beginning of next...
Someone is at the doorbell.
Oh, someone's at the doorbell.
Someone is at the doorbell.
But it's been a hell of a good turn so far. Oh, that's just messed over there. That looks great. And then the French still have 1 brigade to commit. The British are fully committed. The Anglo-Germans, excuse me, keep forgetting to say that. And we'll stand up and do a little helicopter flight. The Spanish / Hanoverians are holding up. Can't believe their general got killed over here. Laval got a saber to the face. He's done. I don't really know what happens there. I got to read those rules next. But great. All right. Cool. All right. I'm going to shut her down for the evening. This is a... It's been a week since turn 5 ended. We'll get Greg back over here for turn 7, 8, and 9, hopefully. See if the British and Germans can hold out on the left over here. Or will they blow a hole through the French and split them in half? Alright guys, see you in a minute. Alright, turn 7 French ADC roll. This is big. We got 1 hesitant brigade. We got a lot of crap to do. Napoleon's getting anxious. He's making his hemorrhoids flare. Oh, that's going to make him flare big time. Oh, God. That's going to bring back his syphilis. Wellington calling his ADCs on his Motorola phone. What are they going to do? Oh, crap. Well, he sucked it up, too. He's got a faltering brigade, too. So Napoleon's in a brigade attachment for his cavalry brigade. He's got the faltering penalty over here. And where was the third one? I'm having a moment. Oh, and he's releasing the last reserve. Wellington is trying to do a infantry assault on that brigade. He's got his penalty there. And then he's got a brigade attachment on his cavalry. So let's see what... we'll be back to see what actually happens. So Ruffin and La Pisse both friggin' failed. They go hesitant. Everyone else is active. Yay. Didn't even need the reroll for the cavalry. And what was this? Oh yeah, Laval or Laval's replacement is they're carrying his body off, but they got their crap together and they'll be going into their infantry assault again. Oh, let's see what the English can do. Anglo-Germans, gotta remember that crap. So the Spanish stay hesitant, even though they're disguised as Hanoverians. I can't remember what happens with a retreating brigade when it goes hesitant. I gotta check that one. I might automatically clear. I know routing, they get hosed. They got off their infantry assault. I gotta mark that. And everybody else was on orders except for the guard. They faltered 2 turns in a row. So, oh well. We'll see what happens. And these guys actually got their act together, so that's good. Let's see if they can do some kind of counter and take back their... oh, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of this hill again. I have too much respect for the Hispanic population and Latinos. Sorry about that, guys. That you could file charges against me for the way I pronounce that. See ya! So these guys stay where they are, and they maintain their retreating status because the unit, their parent brigade was faltering. So they have to stay in that form after a quick rules check. Okay. Everybody else knew that in the room except for me. Alright, let's get it on. It's initiative time. Alright, this is big. French won the last 1 or 2, I think, from 3, who knows. Everyone's -2. Oh, Wellington pulls it out. Got a feeling that charge is going to happen. So there's your first charge. The Royal Dragoons slam into the French Light Dragoons, along with the supporting cuirassiers, and the Royal Dragoons bring the hussars with them. So both sides are... This probably will be an epic slaughter. Yeah, baby! So in this one, the Royal Dragoons are +3 and the French are -1. +3 versus -1. Always works out good. Oh, it looks like an ass kicking. 9-5. Oh. French are going to burn their support. Oh, that sucked. This could be a bad moment. So the Light Dragoons, or the Chasseurs à Cheval, excuse me, they retreated. And they took 1 casualty, and then these guys retired and they're unformed. What a disaster. So now I think these guys have to do a compulsory charge because they're English cavalry or British cavalry. So we'll read about that. We got a victory result, so they have to charge on unformed and they slam into the Carbineers and they bring the hussars with them. What a... Let's see what happens. Slaughter-licious. So the French will be +3, the British will be +2. They lost a bit because they're unformed. Ooh, okay. It's going to be a re-roll for the British here. Alright, so the French are going to win by 1, it looks like. So there will be a melee. Oh, we're going to have a melee, baby! Slaughterlicious. Countercharge. That British brigade that got the the infantry assault order, they're going in against the French, trying to do a countercharge to save Talavera. See what they can do. French will hit them with a standard volley. And do 1 casualty. Sad. Brits will have a +1. French are going to be even. Ooh, they're going to need to be... They got some supports, though. First support roll. Oh, God. 1 more. Oh, that's terrible. The French are definitely not going to re-roll. So that mess retires. The lead unit takes a casualty. And I think the British charge phase is at an end. French will immediately charge the Hanoverians over here. Hanoverians closing fire. Oh shit, that's not good. Hanoverian Field Battalion totally loses fire discipline. They're just like having like a 4th of July party. Oh, they're shooting freaking muskets up in the air going wild. French hit them hard. French are +2. Germans are +1. Okay, it's a good start. Germans re-rolling with their one support. Oh, damn! The Duke of Brunswick pulls it out of his butt. He's got a 10. The French trying to get real, countering. That didn't help. They got one more. Actually, I got 2 more. They only had 1 more. I apologize. Okay. So we're getting melee with Elan. That's what I like to see. 2 melees this round. This round's looking exciting. Ooh, I moved too fast there. Disaster. The French have to take a chance here. They're going to charge the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, the 70th, going in against them. And it'll be by themselves since their infantry assault order is canceled because they actually took the hill. I'll cancel that entire idea because I am a moron, because I forgot that whole brigade is hesitant. It was a great idea, but it ain't gonna happen. So that's the end of the charge phase. It was a good charge phase. Went well. It was good. Nice to see the Brits out there charging. This is a disaster over here. We'll get some melee going on between cavalry versus cavalry. And some infantry versus infantry. And then if we'll get some following rounds and pull some reinforcements in. Get crazy. So the Brits have kind of pulled back here and tried to secure their left flank with the Germans. And then a Highland battalion, or brigade, excuse me, has moved up, deployed their skirmishers. That's about it. They've kind of... That's about all they can do right now. Looks freaking awesome, though. Alright, we'll see what the French do in their movement phase. So the Guard Brigade shifted some. This right side of the center has advanced towards the British Guard. The Vistula Legion has moved forward. I think that's it. And next up will be British shooting, which probably be horrific. These guys threw out their skirmishers just to try to take less of a beating from the canister fire. It's going to be just a thrill. British shooting phase. The 35th is going to unload a superior British volley into their French butts. Panning to my left, artillery is going to blast away into the... It's going to go into the French Guard, but it's going to shred those bastards first, the skirmishers, and then both British Guard front line Guard battalions are going to unload into this French battalion up front. They're probably going to... I think they've already got multiple casualties, so they're going to get thrashed. And then we get some skirmish fire over here from the 60th Royal American into one of these French line battalions. So we get going over here, and we'll start with the 35th Regiment. See if we can roll hot for these guys or not. Boom. Average. French line battalion takes 3 casualties. 7 even gets you through. It's kind of nice. It's not weak at all. Go on down the line. I think we'll do artillery next. This will be canister fire on the middle guard. Another 7. I'm rolling 7s. French take 2 casualties. Guard takes 2 casualties plus a discipline test. Sorry, I forgot that part. We're gonna check that. That could be fun. The elite gives you +2 automatically, so they should pass that as far as I can tell. Actually, no, I'm gonna look at those rules a bit better. There could be some negatives from canister fire and stuff like that. Nope, that was it. So we got the Coldstream Guard and one of the first Guard battalions, both firing into the same French unit. It already has like 8 casualties, so these guys could disperse. Coldstream Guards, 8. That's probably bad. That was 3 plus a discipline check, and then the first Guards blasting away. That's probably going to be the end of these guys. And that's 4 plus another discipline test. So that's 7 more casualties. So they will be at 14 casualties. I think that might obliterate them. Let me check real quick. So that battalion disperses under that hail of more like an onslaught of musketry. And the brigade falters. They're still there, but they are faltered. And then we can move on to the next. Will be 4 shots from the skirmish base, probably against this battalion right here. Skirmishers popping off. 2 casualties, that'll work. And the British guns will fire at the same unit, try to pepper the crap out of them. This battery will be at effective range against these poor bastards. And here we go. Oh, 4. That could be sucky. So French luck out there and take no casualties. So that was a decent round of shooting for the British, dispersing a unit, hammering away, and multiple units. British skirmishers continue to be superior to the French. The French skirmishers are either really good at being bullet screens, basically, or that's no fault. That's my dice rolling. It's just been terrible. Or basically a source of brigade faltering. So nothing too whopping out of the voltigeurs as of late. So I got to work on that. Or they got to work on that. I don't got to do shit. All right, now the French will fire back. French will fire back with a veteran and a line battalion against the 35th. It's behind all that disaster over there. There's a veteran volley. Oh, that's going to crush them. That's going to take 4 plus a discipline check. And then we'll do the other one just for fun. We'll back it up. It's a line battalion. And that'll hammer them too. Oh, gosh. Okay, that's 7 casualties and 2 discipline checks for the 35th. These will both be at -1. Ooh, 4 is the first one. That's not good. And the second one is a 5. So they both suck. Hang on. So the 35th buckles against that, and they go unformed. They're trying to get their shit together. These 4 skirmish bases will fire again at the British artillery battery. And that'll be 3 shots. They already have 1 casualty. Now they have 2 casualties. This line battalion and this line battalion will both fire at that unit of the first guards too, instead of firing at skirmishers. So we'll get a veteran barrage and a line barrage. Comes the veteran volley. Does 3 casualties. And this is the standard one. Does 2, so we get 5 total. I'll take their discipline check, but they are a +2. They pass. Get a volley against a skirmish launch. It'd be -2. So that's going to be a fire discipline. They suck. Get the French cannons blasting away. I think we can still get them. It's close range, so this is going to hurt. That's really going to hurt. 3 casualties plus a discipline check at -1. Or they pass. And the large French battery will fire at the 69th at effective range. Skirmishers will take the first casualty, which is nice. So kind of weak, just one casualty on the skirmishers. They're doing their job. So after 7 turns of hammering away on British skirmishers, they finally lost their first base. They have been fantastic. The 60th Royal American lose 1 base over there. Alright, we're down to melee, so we'll knock that out, and then with turn 7 we'll come to a gripping conclusion. Freaking hell yeah. We'll do the cavalry first, see if the Carbineers can hold out against this onslaught of British horse flesh. So it's just going to be a slaughter between 2 British units against 1 French, but with the unformed rolls and then the casualties that both British units are carrying, it's not that bad of a matchup here. So we'll see. Here comes a bolt action type dice roll here with 4, 5s, and 6s are killing somebody. So there's gonna be some horse meat for sale on in the middle of the battlefield here in a minute. Ooh. It's kind of a whiff by the British. Here comes the French. Hit back. That's not a whiff. So it ends up being what? 7-5. So they win. The French win by 2. So the losers retreat. They split those casualties. And both sides are going to be wore the hell out. At least it wasn't a rout. All right, the big pullout for the Carbineers, even though they're going to be probably spent for the rest of the... Well, there are only 5 casualties. That's not that bad. I'm still getting used to the casualty scales in this game. But that was a hell of a good hand-to-hand. So that kind of caused a cascade of shit, if I got that right. They retreat 21 inches. 2 retreating units causes a brigade to falter. So they faltered. They also smashed back through the 2 guard units on the left there, and they're both unformed. So I believe I did that right. And then the French returned to their own line. Everybody got their own casualties. The Hussars have 8, and the Royal Dragoons have 6. And the Carbineers ended up with 4, I think. And then these guys had 2, and then the cuirassiers are untouched. But we've got retreats, unformed, casualties, just there's freaking bodies of horses everywhere. It's a mess over here. So we've got the hand-to-hand over here, which is going to be a crap ton of dice. I have to get more dice out because there'll be 3 French units against 2 Hanoverian units in just a slaughter fest. I'm going to try to roll these dice in one chuck. It's a handful. Alright. If I go all over the place, I apologize. Oh, Yahtzee. I'll have to figure this out. French hit with 9. Germans attacking back. Can they pull it out like the Carbineers? Oh, they did pretty good. Well, they didn't do as good as I thought they would. They lost by 3, which, you know, not terrible. Unfortunately, it does cause the whole freaking shebang to rout, which is going to be ugly. So the French have taken their casualties and they've won. They're going to hold their ground, lick their wounds. The Hanoverians got blown back 18 inches with a rout move, and both of them are routed. They've faltered. Sorry, they're up here. They already had 1 unit that was... These guys are already retreating, so they got to retreat, rout. They didn't mess anything up. They came through these trees here. It's not looking bueno for Talavera. The 95th are kind of isolated by themselves. The rest of this brigade is in tatters. French are poised to storm it, and I'm sure they'll be bringing up the Vistula Legion to reinforce this assault against Talavera. Good turn of everything. I mean, the British had some great shooting. The French returned fire had pretty decently. Hand-to-hands were awesome. I still can't believe the French cavalry won that battle somehow. We got there's every single indicator I can think of in the world here. We got between unformed, rout, retreat, hesitant. Got all the indicators out down here. British are hanging on by a thread down here. 35th got pounded from those both units there, so they're unformed with 7 casualties now. And yeah, so that's 7 turns in the bank. Even the middle guard took some canister fire. And we'll have to see if I guess Le Houssaye or something like that, if you can get the French cavalry back together again and have one last charge of the heavy brigade. See what they could do. But 7 turns in the bank, going, it's pretty well. It's definitely a slower, more methodical, more rule intensive game, more chart intensive game than Black Powder. But that's all right. When you're in the mood for playing a bit more realistic, it's definitely satiating that desire. We're seesawing like we usual. I love the initiative phase, of the command stuff. The ADC system's fantastic. So I'm going to keep giving little synopsises of my thoughts as this game continues. Oh, it's getting crazy over here. But it's nice not seeing the just everybody steamroll forward and attack column and getting a hand in hand, and you get like a scrum and giant scrums of crap. This is it's limiting with the ADC orders and also the limits they have on how many units can be in melee, and you have to even get into melee through all the charge phase. So yeah, but if I had to guess, I think the French are winning. I've been here, I don't even know. They do have two brigades faltering out between their cavalry and then the Hanoverian / artists formerly known as Spanish down there. And I don't think the French have anything faltering right now. They definitely have some stuff that's messed up. They got some command control issues. But yeah, I think they're in a better place. But the Anglo-Germans are definitely not out of it. But we will see you in turn 8. And it just takes a couple rolls of the dice, and this is a whole new ball game. So, all right, we'll see you in a minute. All right, turn 8 ADC rolls. Let's see what happens. We'll just figure that out. So the French get 6 ADCs, and the Anglo-Germans get 7. And we're going to put them on out there and see what we can do. So Wellington's paying the 2 ADC penalty for 2 faltering brigades. Then he put rerolls on both of those faltering brigades just to make sure they don't go hesitant and implode. And then he's done brigade attachments in his 2 centers to try to at least hold the middle while his left and right flanks collapse. Sounds like a plan. Napoleon's banking on his right flank. That's where he's going to push. So he's put infantry assaults on both of those brigades up there to push through and to smash the entire British right and then move behind them. And then he's put a brigade attachment on the cavalry to try to get them going again. Quick change to the plan. These guys won't get a brigade attachment because I forgot that battalion is faltered. So we'll pay a 1 penalty on this one. So all the French brigades are active except for the artist formerly known as Laval. His replacement has not been able to get these guys under move. They're hesitant with command confusion. And the British get all their orders off. Get rid of their falters, and all their brigades are active. They have to use they have to use 2 brigade rerolls, so that actually went out perfectly for Wellington. Initiative time. The French will be -1. Oh, double 1s on initiative. Something happened. Wellington sneezed or sharded or something. Didn't work out well. French get initiative. Oh, terrible cinematography there. Sorry. French have done 3 charges. First charge right here against the 35th. The middle guard has gone in against artillery, and then the Carbineers have gone in against let's say the Coldstream. No, Might be the Coldstream Guard or the First Guards, can't remember. So they're, Napoleon's hitting the right hard. He's doing his right hook here. Oh gosh, this is going to be, it's going to be a big one. We'll get these knocked out and then we'll see what the Anglo-Germans want to charge anywhere else. I don't think they have any infantry. Well, maybe they do. We'll see. Another look at the chaos. As the French come in to charge, the 35th gets a volley, but they are unformed, so it's going to be a inferior volley, I believe. Yeah, because they're unformed. An 8, that's a good roll though. They do 2 casualties to the French as they close in. French are up to 5 casualties. French are going to have no modifier. The Brits are going to have -1. Oh, epic ass kicking. Definitely going to use their support reroll on the 1. All right, let's see what that is. Brits are going to retreat and take 2 casualties. The Anglo-Germans are just running out of room over here. They're about to get shot off the table. French win the charge. They pushed these the 35th back. They retreated. Their support unit went with them and retired. They're unformed, and they both went through both of these units. So both of these units now are unformed as well. That's the 4th and I think the 32nd. I can't remember. So this brigade's in deep crap, and now the French are going to follow it up with a countercharge. So 32nd's getting hit in the flank. They can probably get closing fire and split it between these 2 front brigades, or battalions, excuse me. It will be an inferior volley because they are unformed. There's the 32nd. Oh, that's not good. I do 1 casualty. French will be +2 and the 32nd will be -2. Alright, I got a 1 reserve for the 32nd. I'm going to re-roll their 2. Oh, that's good. I get up to 10. French will get 3 re-rolls, try to improve that 3. That's a fail. That's a big old fail. And I'll throw that one into space camp. But I'll take that one. There we go. My dogs are freaking out. So after that, the French will win by 5. So that unit will have to retreat. The other unit will have to retire. They're going to go off the board. And I think it's going to cause a catastrophic situation for that battalion or brigade as they lose 50% of their unit off the board. So as best I can tell, they have a second unit that will retreat. So they falter. Then they'll lose 50% of their units. So they're demoralized. And then I think once they're faltered and demoralized, I think the brigade disperses. And they lose the entire brigade. I might have read that wrong. I might have been in the wrong order, but it's just there's no room for them to even operate. So that's what I'm going to go with. I think the unit disperses because they got hammered right off the board. So with that brigade dispersed, just a huge hole over here, and it leaves the 2 King's German Legion battalions that were already severely weakened to face an onslaught. Next charge will be the guard that should get minced by closing fire so they can withstand a canister in the face. Close range canister fire. 6. Average. Boo. I want to see like double 6s there and melt them. 2 more casualties on the guard as they slam into this. Oh, that's going to be an epic slaughter. Guards up to 3. The brigade, the artillery attachment is at 2. So, I don't think they had a lot of dice either. My first hand-to-hand with an artillery section against a elite French line battalion. It's going to be ugly. So I found one suggestion in the rules that I think would be a good change. There's no negatives for, as far as I can tell, and correct me if I'm wrong, for artillery guys in hand-to-hand. I think if a line unit smashes into them, it looks like they are just as capable of fighting as a line battalion, which is kind of strange on my part. Because you always see in the movies them just getting their butts stomped. I guess they would be unformed because they're not in line and they're deployed. That would be the only thing I could think of. But let me know if I'm wrong there. So the guard will be +3 and the artillery will be -2. Blow them out of the ballpark even without even re-rolling anything. And these guys have no support at all, so they're going to lose by 6, and they're just going to get incinerated. The guard wipes out the the artillery, charges on for a flank attack into the King's German Legion. This battalion, or what's left of this brigade, sorry, is now demoralized. So I think it's one hit on this, and these guys will explode. And I think these guys are already fragile, so this could be the end of 2 brigades in 1. King's German Legion will get to fire at the middle guard as they come flying in. Here's their shot. Oh, crap. One more casualty for the guard. They're up to 4. The French will be +3. The Brits, the King's German Legions are not Brits at all, will be -1. -1. Alright. French are going to try to improve that 1 with some of their supports. 10. King's German Legion will use their 1 support. He wants a 3. They're going to try to improve it. Oh, an 11. Nice. The French have 1 more support. Let's see if they actually do it or not. I think the guard's not going to reroll. They're still going to win by 3, which is going to cause the brigade them to retreat off the table and falter, and the unit will disperse. The whole brigade will go bye-bye. So poof, just like that. Wellington's lost his entire left flank, lost 2 brigades, been blown off the map, and are running back for Portugal. I need to look more into the rules. I know the black powder, once you start having these, 20, 30, 50% of your forces destroyed. I just don't know what the trigger is in this game, what the burden of destruction is before your entire force goes down the toilet here. So I know they're gonna lose 2 ADCs, but I don't know. I gotta read about that. But excellent attack by Napoleon, and he still has 1 more to go. He's got a cavalry slamming into the guard, and I'm trying to decide if they should go to square or take it like a champ and do shooting. I think with this battle winding down, the writing's on the wall here. I think I'm just going to let the guard take it in the face here and just I think it could form square, but I'm kind of like, what's the point now? Alright, I think this battle report's like 3 hours long, so we'll go ahead and just do a straight up charge. They'll fire into the Carbineers as they charge at them, and then we'll have a 5 slamma jamma as they crush them. You get the old superior volley to the face. Oh shit. I'm gonna laugh if that kills that freaking unit. That's up to 9 casualties. Check the old demoralization check. Oh, they passed that like it didn't even phase them. Coldstream Guard is -1. Carbineers are -3. Alright, so we got here. Coldstream Guard, we use a reroll. Oh, yeah. French reroll. Oh, yeah. So it'll be a draw. The cavalry retire. The guard will stand. They both take 1 casualty. And in the confusion all, I forgot the frickin' Coldstream Guard was unformed. So they're actually going to lose by 2 after I moved the cavalry back. Oh, shit. So it's going to be a melee. I'll have to put all the units back there. Forgive me, I was already retreating. So it'll be melee, and then the cavalry's going to have melee with Elan. And that'll be it for the charge phase. Sorry I messed that up. It's just, I guess the complexity of the game does leave a lot more opportunities for error, and missed the darn unformed -2 modifier. A lot of the Anglo-German units had retreated tabs and unformed, everything else. They're going to reform in the movement phase, and it won't be able to do infantry or any kind of charges next. So next up, I believe, is it movement? Yeah, we'll do movement next. Vistula legions moved up. Some artillery's rotated. A lot of units on the British side, and the Germans have reformed. Yeah, like this entire area was unformed and screwed. Cavalry was unformed. They've reformed. Oh, what a mess. So I think we'll have to do the grand melee will be next. Oh, we'll be shooting. I forgot. Shooting, baby! French battery fires straight ahead at effective range, 69th. Average. These French had all lost their fire discipline, so they are going to hold fire. They can't shoot at shit. These guys killed everybody they were facing. I think we left is some British skirmish fire from here and from inside Talavera. Skirmishers will unload, try to weaken these French some more. Do 1 more casualty. And then the 95th and Talavera will unload. And they'll do 1 more casualty. Forgot the record button when I did it, but there we go. And the British Artillery Brigade will fire into these bad boys. Effective range, average. 1 casualty, they get a chance for a bounce through. They get it, so they get 2 at least. This battalion's up to 6 casualties, and their supporting battalion is up to 2 with that cannonball shredding through the lines. That's all the shooting. We all wanted to get to this part anyway. Slaughter time. There's 3 cavalry squadrons lashing out at the guard. The British First Guard, Coldstream Guard and their supporting units. That's going to be a lot of dice. Sorry. Oh boy. Unformed Guard striking back. Oh no. Oh crap. They lost by 8. And that's infantry versus cavalry. That's disperses 3 of the guard battalions. Oh god. They could charge on and hit the English cavalry, and it would just be, yeah, this is, the writing's on the wall. That's 3 brigades, probably 4 brigades gone. So yeah, and this is a long battle report. So I learned a lot. So that was the objective, and to have some fun. I had a blast. I got to clean this table off so I can build something for my wife, actually. A bench for our kitchen. But yeah, so they would basically murder. All of this would go. That would go. They'd attack into this. That would go. And that would be, yeah. It would retreat back to Portugal. Yeah, but it was a good battle. It was fun. I mean, overall, it's a totally different game. That's all I can say. It was a little bit more what I'd expect from Napoleonics, but the detail sometimes was a bit too much. It obviously could have been just because it was my first time playing. It's definitely more rules intensive. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Always loved getting the figures out on the table. But yeah, great battle. Won't go on too much longer. I can't remember what the hell's next. I'm already working on another British infantry battalion over there. some Perry's plastics. That'll even it up for 22 line battalions aside. I've got to do cavalry next. I've got all the horses done for 3 more squadrons. One English, 1 King German Legion, and 1 French. I got to paint all those guys. But yeah, it was fun. And looking forward to another game. I got to look on the basically just on the sequence of events and see what the next battle is after Talavera. And then at some point we get into Vittoria. I'm going to do that whole campaign. But sorry about the mistakes I made. Definitely was learning. And yeah. It was a blast. We'll get more to you soon. And have a good weekend, guys and girls. See you guys. Awesome. Take care.